A very good morning, student. This is the lecture of object oriented programming using C++. We have already started our third unit, that is extending classes using inheritance. In that we have seen introduction to inheritance, the overview of types of inheritance. After that we have also seen the benefits of inheritance. Again, how to define derived class from the base class. Different visibility modes we have studied, like private, public and protected. In this today's session we will see the types of inheritance. So there are many ways in which we can create derived class. There are 5 types of inheritance, as namely single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, hierarchical inheritance and hybrid inheritance. In this today's session we will see the single inheritance and multi-level inheritance. Before that I want to revise the definition of inheritance. When we create any new class from existing one, then it is known as the inheritance. By using this inheritance we can use the properties and methods, that is data members and member function of the base class in the derived class. So first we will see the single inheritance. See here, when one base class is derived by one child class, then it is known as single inheritance. Means what? When we create any new class from existing one, then it is known as a single inheritance. In this we can create only a single child class from the base class. The existing base class is known as direct base class and the newly created class is called as a singly derived class. Now see here the syntax of single inheritance. See here, this is the base class, base class name, in bracket properties is nothing but the data members and methods means member functions. Here is a completion of base class declaration. After that here we can write class keyword, then derived class name. Here we can use any class name for the derived or newly created class. After that colon, then visibility mode. In this visibility mode we can use either private, public or protected. And after that we have to write the base class name. Again here in the derived class we can declare the properties and methods, that is a data members and member function. So this is the syntax of single inheritance. See here derived class name. This new class is derived from the base class, and by using this base class we are inherited only a single class. So this is a single inheritance. Now take one example. Suppose a college want to store information of undergraduate and postgraduate students. In these both cases we have to take data like registration number, name and address. So in each postgraduate student also have additional attributes along with the above attributes are placement, company, name. So see here in the undergraduate and postgraduate student there are some common attributes like registration number, name and address, but in the postgraduate student it has one another attribute like a company name. This feature or this attribute is not required for the undergraduate student. So here we can create base class for the undergraduate student, and we can derive postgraduate student class from the undergraduate student class. So we will see one block diagram for the single inheritance. See here, this is the base class and this is the derived class. Only one class derived from one base class. In this all the features, or we can say that all the public, protected and private features of the base class will be derived in the derived class. Okay. After that we will see one program of the single inheritance. See here, this is the program where base class is a employee and derived class is a salary. So these are the header files. After that, class employee, it has public data members, that is a integer employee number and character, name of employee and designation of employee. In this public session we have also declared here void get function. It is a member function, or it is a public member function of the class employee. By using this get function, we are taking output from the user, that is a enter the employee number, and this employee number, enter the employee number is stored into the ENO, that is the employee number. Again we are taking input as a employee name and it will store into the name, and lastly we are taking the designation of that employee and it will store into the designation data member. So this is the declaration of this is the declaration of class employee. Now we will see the derived class salary. See here the syntax. Class is a keyword, salary is the name of the derived class or name of the newly created class. Now after that we are writing here the colon, and then visibility mode is a public. Means what? All the members of the employee or all members of the employee base class will become the public in the derived class. So here in the salary class or in a derived class we are creating the different data members, that is a basic pay, HRA, DA, PF and net pay. These are the by default private data members of the class salary. Now in the public session here one function is declared, that is a get one. By using this get one we are taking the different information from the user, like basic pay, resource allowance, dearance allowance and profitability fund. Okay, and here we are deriving or writing another function, that is a calculate. To calculate the net pay we are going to add basic pay, HRA, DA and we have to minus the provident fund. So we can get the NP, that is a net pay. And this is the last and third function of the class salary, that is a display. By using this we are displaying all information of the employee, like employee number, employee name, employee designation, basic pay, HRA, DA, PF and net pay. So this is now here the completion of derived class salary. After that, to execute the program we have to write the void main function. See here in the void main function, here we are declaring two data members, that is a variables integer I and N, and character is a CH. See here we are creating the array of object S. This S is the object of derived class salary, and we are creating the 10 object of the salary class. Now cout enter the number of employee. So we can give here number of employees, and by using this n count we can write the for loop. Okay, then s of I dot get. Okay, this get function came from the base class employee. This get one function came from the derived class salary, and this calculate function is also came from the derived class salary. By using the object of derived class, we can call public member function of the base class. So here we are writing the s dot get, and these are the public member function of the derived class. Now here we are writing the cout function, that is a employee number, employee name, designation, basic pay, HRA, DA, PF, net pay. Okay, and by using the display function, which is also declared in the salary class, we are displaying the all information about the employee. So this is the simple program of single inheritance. We can see again here. First, to write the single inheritance, we have to write the one base class, that is the employee. Here we can declare the private, protected or public member function and data member of the base class. After that we have to write the derived class, and by using the visibility modes we can write the derived class. In the derived class we can again write the public, private or protected data members and member function. This line is very important, that is a class salary. Class is a data keyword, salary is a name of the derived class, colon, public is a visibility mode, and emp is the name of the base class. So this is the declaration of derived class, and after that in the main function we have to create the object of the derived class. By using the object of the derived class we can access the public members of the base class. So this is the example. Now we will see next type of the inheritance, that is a multi-level inheritance. When a base class is derived by a child class which further derived by another child class, then it is known as the multi-level inheritance. When a base class is derived by a child class which further derived by the another child class, means what? Suppose we have created one base class, that is a shape. By using that shape base class we can derive the another derived class, that is a circle, and now after that by using this circle as a base class the derived class will be parabola. Now this is the example of the multi-level inheritance. Means what? Our grandfather and our father is derived from the grandfather, and we are derived from our father. So this is the multi-level inheritance. Now see here the syntax of multi-level inheritance. Class, base class. In that we can write the properties and method, that is the data members and member function of the base class. After that, look here, class intermediate class name. Okay, it is also a derived class name, visibility mode and base class name. Again we can write the properties and methods of this class, and now this is the last, that is a class child class name, visibility mode. Now see here, what is the base class name? Base class name is the intermediate class name. Means what? This derived class is derived from the base class, and this class is derived from the another derived class. So this is a multi-level inheritance. And The class which provides link between two classes is known as intermediate base class. Means in our example, father is a intermediate base class. Okay, by seeing the block diagram, we can easily understand the multi-level inheritance. See here the class A, B and C. Now class B is derived from the base class A and class C is derived from the base class B. Now see here, B is working as a derived class also and base class also. The class B is derived class for the class A and class B is a base class for class C. So it is known as the intermediate class. This is the multi-level inheritance. Okay, now we will see the program for multi-level inheritance. Now these are the header files. See here, class employee is the base class. It has the data member as a employee number, name and designation. These are by default the private member. Why? Because here no any visibility mode is mentioned, so these are the private members and these are not, we cannot call these from outside the class. Now in the public section of the class employee or base class, write get employee details. Now get employee details is a member function which is a public. So by using the derived class we can call, or by using the another class we can easily call this get employee details. By using this function we can take input from the employee, that is employee number, employee name and employee designation. Now we will see the next function, that is a void employee display. By using this function we can display all the information about the employee like employee number, name and designation. This is the declaration of a base class and base class is a employee. Next is a class salary. Now salary is the derived class and which is derived from the class employee, and this is a line, that is a class is a keyword, salary is a derived class, colon, after that visibility mode is a private and employee. Employee is a base class name. So because of we are writing here private visibility mode, all the private data members of the employee class we cannot access it. Again all the public member of the base class become the protected. So private base class we cannot access outside the derived class. Now these are the private members, data members of the class salary, that is a basic pay, HRA, DA, PF and NP. Now public, in the public section of the salary we are writing here one function, that is a void get pay details. By using this function we can take the details of the details of salary of the employee, that is a basic, we are taking the input that as a basic pay, HRA, DA and PF. Now by using, and here we are calculating the net pay by using this formula, that is a basic pay plus HRA plus DA minus PF. After that here we are declaring again one function, that is a void salary display. By using this we can display the salary of the employee, that is a basic pay, HRA, DA, PF and net pay. Now see here, this is a multi-level because now we are declaring new, sorry, we are deriving new class, that is a bank credit, and now salary working as the base class. So class bank credit colon, private is a visibility mode, salary is a base class, or also we can call it as a intermediate class. Now these are the private members of the class bank credit, that is a character, bank, IFSC code, account number. And in the public section of the bank credit, here one function is there, that is a get bank details. Here we are again calling the get pay details. After that In the bank details, we are taking the input, that is the bank name, IFSC code of that bank and account number. Again, next function is a white display. In the display function, also here we are calling the salary display function, which is already written in the intermediate class. Now by using this display function, we are displaying the name of the bank, IFSC code and the account number of the employee. Now see here in the main class. In integer main, here three variables are declared, that is the integer in, which is used in the for loop, and character ch. Next, here we are creating the object of derived class, that is a bank credit s of 10. This is the array of the object. Now simple multi-level inheritance example program for the payroll system. Here we can enter the number of employees. By using this count, we will take the details of the employee. Now see here, get bank details. When we call that get bank detail function, it automatically first call the get pay details. Okay, and in the get pay details, we are calling the get employee details. Means what? When we calling the get bank details, first it will take the details of the employee, after that get the details of the salary, and after that it will take the details of the bank. And by using this function, we are displaying the function. By using this display function, first we will display the salary display. In the salary display function, we are displaying the details of the employee. So by using this display function, first we will display the details of employee, after that details of salary, and lastly we are displaying the details of the bank. This is the simple example of multi-level inheritance. In the next session, we will see the multiple inheritance and hierarchical inheritance. So in this session, we have studied the single inheritance and multi-level inheritance. What is the difference between these two inheritance? In the single inheritance, we can derive a single derived class from the base class, and in the multi-level inheritance, we can derive new class from the already derived intermediate class.